All right, good day. So today we're going to talk about wireless, particularly how to compromise PEAP with MSChap v2 underlay. So a lot of people, they think that moving to PEAP is actually a very secure method. I tend to like PEAP if it's misconfigured. What that means is if they're not requiring or validating the server-side certificate, which the TLS tunnel is used to create the TLS tunnel. At which point, I can throw up an Evil Twin AP and start capturing challenge and responses, MSChap v2 challenge and responses. And using host APD wireless pwn edition, it makes it really easy to gather a whole lot of credentials that are actually Active Directory credentials more often than not. Now that gives me access to their wireless and access to their Active Directory, which is a win-win for someone like me. So let's check out the whole process. All right, first things first is you're going to need the equipment to perform this attack. The equipment's pretty basic. The first thing you're going to need is a wireless access point or a wireless router, whatever you want to call it. I'm using a Netgear WNR 2000 version 5. It's just a simple access point that is pretty inconspicuous. And then, obviously a Cat5 cable and an attack box. That I have one that's running Kali Linux, and that's the physical equipment that you need to perform this attack. Okay, so first things first is we're going to set up the wireless on the access point. So we're going to start with the SSID. This is going to be whatever the target SSID is. For this one, it's going to be Evil Corp. And then for security options, we're going to set up Enterprise. I already set up the Radius server and the Radius shared secret, whatever you set it as in your host APD configurations. All right, click Apply, click OK, OK, and that's it. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do here is install host APD, which we can do through Kali Linux, the apt.get install. Wireless pwn edition. It's going to start installing it. Okay, so once everything's installed, we're going to go to the etc host APD directory and look in here. And as you can see, I added two things, which is one is going to be this wired.config, and the other one's going to be this Radius client. So if you look at it, the host APD.radius client, all that is just what is accepting its Radius connections, and then the passphrase of whatever, which we put in our AP. All right, and then in the host APD configs, the only things that we really did with this is change the interface, change the driver to wired, and then made sure that all this connecting to the EAP user and also the certificates and everything is pointing to the right spot. And then also the private key password is whatever. All right. Okay, once everything like that is set up, all we're going to do is we're going to do host APD WPE, and then we're going to point to our configuration file, which is the wired. And we're going to do tact S. We're going to enter, and as you can see, it's started. And once someone tries to connect to it, they're going to you're going to see it start going right here, and they're going to pop up right there. As you can see, it puts it out in a couple formats. There's the username, there's the challenge and response if you want to use MS Chat v2. Then there's the John the Ripper, and there's Hashcat. We are going to use Hashcat. So all we're going to do is we're going to copy this. All right, so once we have that hash, we're going to throw it in Hashcat, and it's going to be 5500 for net and TLM v1. And then we're just going to put a dictionary for here, just for a proof of concept. And I use a pretty basic password, so it should go very, very quickly. And all right, so all things found, we missed it, so we're just going to do show dash show. All right, it's pass one ord. So now we have credentials. Excellent. And that's all there is to it. Capturing hashes through PEAP MS Chat v2 becomes quite easy, and actually if you think about it, it becomes more successful, and you're going to get more information than if it was just a pre-shared key, because you're actually getting Active Directory credentials, and you have the chance of getting more than just one credential at a time. And obviously the fix here is either switch to EAP TLS, either a stronger portion of type of EAP using some sort of NAC solution, or just enabling your devices to check server-side certificates. Pretty simple, but it's also pretty devastating when they don't. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.